Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing great. This is the second episode of the interview series that I'm making with musicians around the world. We are talking about the music of the artist itself, as well as the music of the region where they're coming from, as well as how the global crisis, the pandemic, has affected the local music scene. Today, I'm really excited to talk with Ilaey. She's an excellent artist, singer, songwriter, producer from Turkey, living in Prague. We got to know each other when I was living in Prague as well a couple of years ago. So let's invite her. Ilaey.
Hi, I can hear you, Julia. Just give me a second.
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm feeling super good today. Actually, the weather is super nice in Prague.
Congratulations about your new release.
Thank you so much.
I saw the video, I heard the song. It sounds amazing.
Thank you so much. Well, it's my quarantine baby because basically I produced the whole song during the quarantine days at home. Like I recorded, mixed and mastered everything, and then I directed the video and I edited it as well. So it's like a tough game of do it yourself for me.
Wow, but impressive work, really.
Thank you so much.
So you're a singer, songwriter, producer, voiceover artist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell us about your music. What kind of music you make?
Basically, I've been on stage for really, really long years now, like since my childhood. And I was singing in a lot of different projects of mine, different genres, mostly jazz related genres, also new jazz and soul and funk and everything. And I released an album before moving to Prague, actually in Istanbul with my former band there, which is kind of this experimental jazz sound. But in the meantime, I wrote my own songs. So finally, a year ago, well, a year and a half now, I dared to put this new solo setup with a new name, actually, for the project. It's a mixture of everything, I must say. I mean, I write both in Turkish and English. Definitely, it has a lot of Turkish effects in the melody lines, and sometimes also in the selection of the instruments as well. But it has a very strong electronical part, which kind of blends it with like the Eastern and Western effects together in my mind. But at the same time, I think I still have some jazz effects in my vocals too. So it's a mixture of who I am at the end, but in a very melancholic and mostly hypnotic, like darkish way.
And how is the music scene in Turkey?
So I'm originally from Ankara. I was born and raised there. And then at the age of 18, I moved to Istanbul, the big city, like the bigger city, let's say. Then I moved to Prague 4 years ago. So I had a good long period of time in Istanbul as well. So I call myself an Istanbulite or Istanbulian in that matter. Well, the music scene in Turkey is quite challenging, to be very honest, but it's filled with a lot of lots of tons of super talented musicians, I must say. And the independent music scene has been rising in the last years, especially with the rise of the Spotify and all these independent music platforms. So right now there are a lot of artists who are more brave to release their own music without having any labels. I mean, financially, it has quite harsh situation, also with now the COVID effect. Right. But I really like how alive it is, how vibrant it is.
Are there some independent artists from Turkey that you could recommend?
Definitely, of course. Well, Islandman They're pretty awesome. They're having, again, this kind of mixture of electronic music with some psychedelic Turkish traditional music. And I think they're also playing in Europe. Well, they used to, at least before the
Right.
coronavirus crisis. And then there is Hedonutopia. They're also doing really cool stuff. They were actually selected for SXSW this year, but again, the coronavirus hit them very badly. And yeah, well, there's another new favorite of mine called Lalalar. It's Lalar. So they're doing this kind of, again, psychedelic Turkish music, again reminding a lot of 70s Turkish effects in the music.
How is the live music scene or club scene?
It's a bit challenging, as I said, because in Turkey it's a tradition to cancel the cultural events as a reaction to any kind of problem in the society. Like the music professionals, like anyone working in the music industry, are used to live on the edge all the time. Like there are no guarantees by the government or no protection for the artists or anything. So basically it's a very challenging scene, but at the same time, because of all the pressure, because of all the problems, somehow it triggers the creativity, I think. So that's why it's like blooming everywhere, and new music and new stories to tell. And that's why I actually really, really appreciate what's happening music-wise in the country.
I would love to, when it's again possible to travel, would be lovely to get to know the music scene in Turkey.
Please let me know. Then I can give you some more recommendations.
I will definitely, yes. And what about Prague? How do you like the Prague music scene, and how is the independent music scene in Prague?
So Prague music scene, of course, at first sight seems to be much smaller after Istanbul, but it's surprisingly is so rich and free in terms of genres and different inspirations on the music that actually Prague or Czech Republic based musicians are creating. And for me, it was a really challenging idea to be a Turkish musician in Czech music scene and even release some Turkish songs. Like this, the idea was very, very difficult in my mind, but I'm very positively surprised how amazing reactions actually I'm receiving about, especially my Turkish songs here. It's actually pretty amazing that how I'm becoming part of the music scene here. And definitely I have also some personal favorites of Czech music scene as well. And I love the fact that because it's a closer community here, I like how big solidarity there is among musicians and the music industry professionals, like with all this the export office and also the showcase festivals being organized in Czech Republic, like Nouvelle Prague and also Czech Music Crossroads. I really like how Soundcheck works and tries to prepare the musicians for international opportunities.
I must add, because I was also living in Prague. In Prague and in Czech Republic, there are so many pubs. People drink beer, and there are beer gardens, and all kind of little festivals, pumpkin festivals, strawberry festivals, this kind of stuff. So there is always some live music everywhere. So to me, it seems that there are so many possibilities for a musician to play.
Exactly. That's the essential part of any activity here. That actually you can think of no activity without music, without live music here. So that's definitely the beautiful part here. And it's good news that the quarantine actually is now ending in Czech Republic, and the live shows up to 100 people will be starting again. So that's actually pretty good news.
That's pretty good news. How is the current situation in Turkey?
Well, the country is still under lockdown. Turkey is actually following it completely different policy in terms of the quarantine and lockdown. But I think from the very first day, the live shows and the venues were closed. There are some solidarity initiatives taken by the cultural and cultural industries professionals, having this kind of live events and some more activities, and then they're actually helping all the industry professionals with the profits from these kind of events. So people are trying to help each other by that. However, there's not much clue about how long that this will take place, and
Right.
how fast we will go back to normal. Also, I actually would like to mention another initiative taking place in Czech Republic, which is also, I think, an amazing example of the solidarity in music industry in Czech Republic. There's an initiative called Za živou hudbu, which can be translated, I think, for live music. And the initiative is by the Czech musical industry professionals, like musicians and composers associations, like the right holders and the venues and everybody that you can think of in the music industry, which now is trying to give some proposals about the tax regulations on music and how the music industry actually can be saved from collapsing, which is very nice to see that people are trying to come up with solutions very proactively here.
That's super nice that there are these kind of initiatives and some intentions to support.
I think that's how you don't feel alone. Otherwise, it's very, very easy to feel alone in this period of time. That it's a big hit financial wise for everyone in the industry. There's no question in that. But at least seeing people like you trying to help each other and solve this together, that is definitely the essential thing to see right now.
Definitely. And what about you? How you've been doing in these months? What you've been up to? What have you been doing? How you have used your time?
It's like a half thing, because some days I literally didn't want to do anything, and I just let myself not do anything, because that there was this pressure all around social media, like, oh, quarantine, this is the time you should learn this language that you never had a chance, or you do this new hobby, or no, sometimes you don't want to do anything, and you should maybe not do anything if that's the way you want.
Yeah.
But because it was a very long period of time, actually I did quite a lot of things as well. Like, for instance, I recorded and finished my new song, and I did the video. Then also I kept doing my voiceover stuff for Turkey. Then I actually wrote another song, which nowadays I'm trying to finish the production of. And also I'm featuring with some other artists in their songs. So basically, I feel quite busy. I'm trying to keep myself busy. But I mean, if you're asking me about any new hobbies or like, I don't know, a new language that I learned, no, I didn't do those at all.
I understand. And so nice to hear that you've been doing that kind of things. And I'm looking forward to hear the other songs that are coming. Are you working on an album or?
Actually, I have like a good number of songs that are ready. So basically, it's my choice not going into the album way, because I want to keep this nice, fresh feeling of releasing single each time. But there is a very particular story that I want to tell of 4 episodes. So there'll be actually 4 songs telling different episode of the same story, and actually starting with my next release. So that I can call an EP, but still the songs will be shared one by one, but it'll be a concept EP. But yeah, so at least, well, right now that's all I can say about it. But yeah, no full album, but there'll be an EP coming up, but still one by one.
I think that's a great news. Do you have the release date yet, or can you reveal that yet?
Not yet, not yet. But I think, well, I'm trying to aim for early July for the first song of it. Also, I'm trying to actually see how I can fit the timing of the music video. I want to have the music video by the release date too. So it's the kind of, and quarantine kind of slowed it down. That's why I cannot give you any exact date, but hopefully soon.
I absolutely understand. I've been also planning my own EP release. We are finishing the master right now, so and the cover art. So I will tell the release date once I have the final product in my hands.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. And I've been actually thinking that the releasing takes so much time. And although I don't have no real work or official work that I would normally do if there wouldn't be these quarantine times, I have no idea how could I release the music, because just so much stuff to do if you're releasing like independently.
I hear you, definitely. Actually, I was thinking about the same, I think just today, because when you're an independent artist, basically you're doing everything. Like you're doing the PR, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're, well, also, everything that serves the do-it-yourself model. Then basically there's no time to do anything else at all. So yeah, maybe it's a blessing that nowadays at least we have so much time, so we can just focus on doing it really good.
Definitely. Great. So it was super lovely to talk with you.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much. We're gonna stay waiting for your EP, the singles of your EP.
Yeah.
A lot, and the videos what are coming, and I recommend everybody meanwhile go to listen the newest song and watch the newest video of Ilaey. Excellent.
Thank you, Julia. This was really, really nice actually, also to see your face simultaneously as well. And good luck with everything, also with your EP. And I gotta say that I loved your last song, really.
Thank you so much.
I love how Finnish sounds as well. It's just really good work, slick word, really.
Thank you. Okay, so take care a lot and good luck.
You too.
A lot with your music. I will keep following closely what you are.
Likewise,
releasing.
And the whole pleasure is mine. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.